let's again go from everybody's happy, you're unhappy, aren't you?
Can I ask you questions before we keep playing?
Yes, of
Or
course.
like that, I like that little monologue where it's like I just keep asking her questions. It felt obvious. It felt better this time, but like, how do I like not get in a rhythm? Because sometimes I feel like I'll get like stuck in a rhythm, just like asking questions. Like, how do I?
I think this time what worked for you is you almost every time you took in a breath before you said it.
Okay.
And it was like you had the thought, you knew it was probably going to push her a little too far. You breathed in to prepare yourself, and then you just laid the question out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think letting them build will keep you from getting into a rhythm.
Yeah.
You know, because once you get a no from her, right? And that's your first thing, and you're like, well, fuck, I gotta start somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
And then you start getting yeses. And then that can, okay, I've gotten a little bit from you. Let's push a little bit further.
Yeah.
Okay, and further and further. And then you finally get to the real question, which is, what did she make you do? And she says no. She finally speaks. So I think if you can take the audience along with you on the journey of you figuring out how to approach this, I think that will help.
Okay, let's do this. Did it embarrass you? Did it hurt you? What did she make you do? Oh, you can tell me. I can't. She's dead, isn't she? Yes. She can't hurt you anymore. She can. How? She watches. She listens. I don't believe that. Tell me, I'll protect you from her.
At this point, do you think you've already crossed enough of a line with her that you can maybe touch her and try and calm her that way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm not going to tell you where to do that. I'm going to let you find it, but I'm going to encourage you to, if maybe your objective is to get her to calm down enough that you can get some real answers out of her, you might manifest that drive for the objective with physically, calming her or comforting her or encouraging her to sit or something
that
like
makes sense. I think like in the end it has a lot of like touching things, but we've never like know how to implement that yet because I guess we haven't had that build, so that will help. Did it embarrass you? Did it hurt you? What did she make you do? Oh, if you can tell me. Can't. She's dead, isn't she? Yes. She can't hurt you anymore. Yes, she can. How? She watches. She listens. I don't believe that. Tell me, I'll protect you from her. Yes.
I know that your counsel is of the devil and mine is of God.
Great. Yeah, I think something that is interesting in this monologue is the idea of me versus you, right? I think that comes in when you talk about the reason why I asked that question, who is wickedness and foolishness, was because they are accusing you of being wicked and foolish, and that's why they're trying to put you in jail. And so this is your opportunity to be like, this is on you, bitches. Like, this is all on you. And I think that, and then at the end, when you say, I know that your counsel of the devil and mine is of God, you've got two opposing ideas. You've got devil and God, and you've got yours and mine. I think you can play with how those fight one another. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So let's try. The section with hearing the wind in the trees, the learns and sunshine, all that stuff was just really great. So I won't do it again. But let's go just from these last couple of lines, but without these things in mind.
Okay, I'm just to get into it.
Do whatever you need. Yeah.
And the blessed church bells that bring my angel voices floating to me on the wind Without these things, I cannot live. And by your wanting to take them away from me or from any human creature, I know that your counsel is of the devil and mine is of God.
Fabulous. Go back again. If you're going to take that step forward, step and keep your history on it. Yeah, do that again.
Without these things, I cannot live. And by your wanting to take them away from me or from any human creature, I know that your counsel is of the devil and mine is of God.
You erase your history again. You know what I'm saying when I say that? You're doing, instead of taking a strong step forward and putting your energy forward, you're going step, step, step. And you lose all the power that comes with that step forward. Try it one more time.
But without these things, I cannot live. And by your wanting to take them away from me or from any human creature, I know that your counsel is of the devil and mine is of God.
Where are you right now?
Like, so now,
Not, it doesn't necessarily have to be that, but if you're going to step back together, it has to be a choice. Rather than just this is, I'm making my choice here and this is just something that's happening.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
One more time. One more time.
But without these things, so without these things, I cannot live. And by your wanting to take them away from me or from any human creature, I know that your counsel is of the devil and mine is of God.
Yeah. And with that, you did take that step back forward, but it was a choice.
Yeah.
I saw something was happening with that movement. It wasn't just superfluous. And especially if you do a monologue where you stand still for most of it, when you do move, every bit of that movement has to do something.
Yeah.
That was great.
Hi, my name is Jared Scott. I'm currently living in Nashville, Tennessee, and I just graduated with my BFA in acting from Millikin University in Decatur, Illinois, USA. So yeah, I started teaching when I was volunteering at the middle and elementary schools that were right next to where I went to high school in North Carolina. They didn't have a theater program, and so I kind of started them from the ground up. We directed a couple musicals, and that was great. Went to college, started as a musical theater major, changed my major to theater education. That didn't really work out. Changed my major to acting and studied that for a few years. But in my time as an acting student, I got to serve as a classroom assistant in 7 classes. So I did acting 1, movement 1, acting 2, movement 2, voice for the stage, advanced scene study, and advanced acting professional preparation. So basically, I got to do a big chunk of the first year for the BFA students, where we talked about Stanislavski and Margolis and all that kind of stuff. And then I kind of jumped upwards to audition prep. So it was more of the coaching type thing where they did monologues. And that was where I first realized that I had a lot more to learn before I could go out and call myself an acting coach and acting trainer. I just found that it was a total different beast, and these Stanislavski and Margolis terms that I had learned that I had come to really appreciate, they didn't quite fit as well. It didn't cover all the gaps. So I really am looking for some variety, and I never got to take a Meisner class. I was barely introduced to Jacques Lecoq and Brecht and all these practitioners. So that's what I'm really looking for, is some variety. But I know that I'm really good at Stanislavski and Margolis. I feel pretty good about that stuff. Feel pretty equipped to work with people who are familiar with that. But something that I've noticed recently, especially in my last semester working on my honors capstone project, we did a show about a trans individual, and it kind of brought up some questions about where do trans people and non-binary people as well exist within the theater world? Where can they exist? Where are they meant to exist? Where are we pushing boundaries for them to exist? And I think that's just one of many issues with diversity and representation in theater. I feel like we talk the talk a lot, but we don't really walk the walk. And I think finding spaces for those individuals to create is really important. And for preparedness for the course, I've been teaching for 6 years now, and I feel like I'm really good at it, but I know that I really want and need some more help. So yeah, I feel like I'm ready to take on all the challenges that it would bring me, and I look forward to talking with you all in a week or so. And thank you for your time.